Hey folks, what's going on? Time for another video, time to show some more records, as I always do on here. I had a good time digging. As I'm sitting here in front of the camera, it's Sunday afternoon. I went digging yesterday, which had been Saturday, and it was a good time digging, even though I did it during terrible weather conditions. Over the weekend here in Northern California, we've had heavy rain and really high winds. And I was out in that, being the crazy ass that I am. But I had a good dig. I actually found a lot of good stuff that has been a lot of fun to listen to. So it was a good dig, so I want to share that with you. So here we go. These first two records, though, I got about a week ago. It's Phil Collins' Hello Must Be Going and his album Dance Into the Light. Now these are the new remasters that he's just been putting out lately. For the series that's entitled Take a Look at Me Now, you know, where all his albums get remastered, all his solo albums. And Hello Must Be Going sounds amazing remastered. This album was so overdue for a remastering. I mean, it makes all those songs sound amazing. I Don't Care Anymore, Can't Believe It's True, Do You Know, Do You Care, Through These Walls, The West Side. They sound incredible remastered. So whoever's doing the remastering job is doing a great job. And as you can see by the cover, he's recreating the front cover photo on all these albums, and so that's what he looks like now. And so recreating all the album artwork, or just the front and back cover. I mean, really nice, as well as Dance Into the Light. He recreated that photo there to show what he looks like now. So both these albums sound fantastic remastered. I was worried about this one because now that he's remastering everything, I want to get the whole complete set. So that means getting two albums that I was really not into, which is this one, Dance to the Light, and the one that'll follow that will be Testify. Those two albums I never cared for. This album, when it first came out in the mid-90s or so, I think 95, 96, I listened to it at Barnes & Noble on a listening station where you can sample the CDs, and this is one of them you could sample. And upon listening just to that, back then in the 90s, I thought boring, and I checked out of Phil Collins fandom ever since then. As far as his solo work, I mean, I still liked the guy, I still thought he was an awesome drummer. Just the current albums he was putting out were not very good. And to me, Phil Collins in the 90s were boring. And I was still a fan, but I just wasn't into his 90s records, and this is one of them. Now that the reissue came out, I told myself I'd buy the whole set. That means I have to buy something I didn't like in the past, and this was one of them. I spun this, and I have to admit, I like this a lot more now than I did back then. Well, I didn't like it at all back then, so not to say I'm in love with it or anything. His first four albums are better than this one. But, you know, Dance in the Light, I never used to like that song at all. For some reason, I can listen to it now. I don't think it's awesome or anything, but I can listen to it. I can tolerate it, I guess you could say. The song Wear My Hat, I thought sucked back then. I still think it sucks now, so nothing changed there. But there was a few other tracks on here. River So Wide and Lorenzo I really like. Yeah, I mean, Just Another Story. There's some songs on here that I think are really good to really good, and then the other half of it forgettable. There's quite a few forgettable tracks on here, but I'm surprised I like this album as much as I do. I thought I would hate the whole thing. It actually is not bad. It's not great, but it's not bad. But this sounds amazing remastered, so I'm really digging these Phil Collins remasters. They sound great. The CDs that come with these albums, there's the whole album remastered, and there's an extra CD. Both the extra CDs on both of these sound amazing. So the new Phil Collins remasters are sounding great. Now, like I said, I went out Saturday, which was yesterday, and the weather was just terrible. And the only reason I went out because one of my favorite vinyl stores in Sacramento ordered this record for me, and I had to go pick it up. So that was my reason for going, more or less. But I'm glad I did. And the record I had to pick up was Steven Wilson's new album, 4½. And got a good price on it. Really good price on it. Let me take out the inner sleeve here. The inner sleeve, mostly where all the artwork is. This is a die cut cover. So there's a picture behind the gray here, as we can see. There's the album sleeve. And custom label, there's the front of it, there's the back there. This is a good album, really good album. And these are songs that were made during the Hand Cannot Erase sessions. I think maybe another session as well for the album before that. So these are songs that just didn't make the album. They just didn't make the cut. And Stevie Wilson's songs that don't make an album, I mean, it's not that they suck or anything. Maybe they just didn't fit in with the overall concept he was going with on Hand Cannot Erase. But that doesn't mean that they're bad songs. I mean, there's some really good songs on this album. And it's just a shame that it didn't make the album Hand Cannot Erase, but at least it has a home somewhere. And right now he's currently on tour and he's doing songs from this album. So I really enjoyed this, and it was worth driving in a storm to go pick up, even though it would have been easier just to order it online, just wait for it to come in. But I wanted, it got me out of the house, let's put it that way. And I really do love this album. Some great music on here. There's a remake of the Porcupine Tree song Don't Hurt Me, which sounds fantastic. Really dig this album. 4.5. You've seen it in your record stores and you're a Stephen Wilson fan, go ahead and pick it up. That's awesome. And here's another record. This is going in my 90s record collection. Found a great used copy of this. It's Green Day, Dookie. I had this CD when it first came out like everybody else in the 90s and played it to death because they were being played to death on the radio. And this looks to be like a reissue, but a used copy of a reissue. I got this for like $7, and I thought that was a great price. I had this on CD. I think I still do, floating around here somewhere. And it's on the Freeze label. So, really nice there. I love this whole album. I always did like this album. I wouldn't say I'm a big Green Day fan or a punk fan. Oh, and it came with the original insert, which has the black and white band photos. If you were alive in the 90s listening to music, you know what that looks like. Anyway, I've always liked this album. I thought this was a good album. And not being a Green Day fan or a punk fan, I actually enjoyed this album back then. The only song that I just don't want to hear ever again is When I Come Around. Because that song got overplayed to death. Plus I was in a cover band back then that played that song. So I never want to hear that song again in my life. But the rest of the album I think is really good. So, and I'm really glad I scored this because it's a nice addition to the 90s records collection. So Green Day, their first album. And speaking of first albums, we got Black Sabbath. I believe this is their first album. Black Sabbath fans, don't kill me if I get it wrong. Always wanted a copy of this album. This appears to be a reissue as well, but someone brought it in, so I got to buy it used for a good price. I think this was like $9 or something like that. And this is a classic album. Everybody knows, well, mostly everybody knows this album. And it feels like 180 gram here. It's on the Warner Brothers label. Real thick album, so this must be 180 gram. My memories of this album, a couple years ago, I took a trip to Hollywood. And I was digging a little store called The Record Parlor. A real nice place. Cool little place. And this is like on a Tuesday or Wednesday night. It was real late. I think it was like 10:30 at night. They're only going to be open for another half hour. So I think I was like, me and another guy were the only ones digging in the store. And the guy who was running the store put this album on the store's PA, and he had it cranked like insanely loud. I mean, it was loud. He was cranking the shit out of this album, and it sounded great cranked up. And obviously, it's fucking Black Sabbath, but that is my strongest memory of this album. Before that, I really had no interest in this album. And of course, he was spinning an original copy, an OG pressing, which he took off the wall of expensive records that they were selling, and he put on the turntable and blasted the fuck out of it. It blew up the store. I mean, it was really turned up loud, and it sounded so epic loud. I mean, I was having a great time listening to this album as I was digging in the record parlor. So that is my strong memory of this album. Ever since then, I wanted to find a good used copy of it. And every time I did, you know, cover was torn up and the vinyl looked like it had a lot of scratches. That's the copy I kept finding over and over, and they wanted like 15 bucks for it. I was like, oh, forget it. Then I find this, which is obviously a reissue, but someone turned it in for money, and they were selling it for $10. I thought, deal. I think it was like $10, $8 or $10, and it seemed like a deal to me, so I think I scored big on that one. So, Black Sabbath. And the next one up, classic album from the Eagles, Eagles on the Border. I just got Netflix recently. I've really been late getting on that train and watched the Eagles documentary, and it's made me hungry for some Eagles music, or to get some older albums. I don't have many Eagles in my collection, maybe 3 albums. So I was missing this one, so I was really happy to score that one. I love the song Already Gone. It is such a cool song. James Dean's not bad, and The Best of My Love. Those are like the hits on this album, so really cool score. So the Eagles. All right, here we go. This is like, what I'm about to show you is like the whole reason I got so excited on this dig. Of course, it was great to find Green Day and Black Sabbath and finally score Steven Wilson. Found a nice Eagles album. But these 12-inch singles I'm going to show you was what really got me excited about this weekend's dig. It's been a long time since I showed some Marillion in my videos. So you guys had a nice long break. So now I'm going to just slap you over the head with Marillion. The store I went to, which is called Dimples, someone must have turned in a bunch of 12-inch singles from Marillion, all imported copies, all in perfect condition. And they were all the ones I've been looking for over the years, but could never find. So I got them all taken. I got all those missing 12-inch singles I've been looking for in one dig. Unbelievable. That's never going to happen again. So I'm going to show you my favorite one. This is called Assassin, the song Assassin from the album Fugazi, I believe. And I love that cover. Look at that cover. That cover is fucking badass. I do have a 12-inch single of the song Assassin, but it has the cover from the Fugazi album, and I'm so glad I have it. But I was really hoping to score a 12-inch single with that cover on it, and this cover artwork is just badass. I love that picture. The back is kind of nice too, and that's not bad. On the B side, we have the song Cinderella Search. Really sounds great on this album. All these 12-inch singles have the same label, so I'll just show you this label and then not the rest of them, because they all look the same. And it's this black custom label from Marillion that you always see on their 12-inch singles. These are all UK copies, UK pressings. So that's what all the labels look like. So I'll just show that one and then just show you the artwork for the rest of them. I have been after this particular 12-inch single with this cover for a long time, and I almost gave up that I would never find it in the store. Probably had to order it online. Well, yesterday was the day. Oh man. All right, so we got more than one. We got quite a few here. The next one up is Sugar Mice from Marillion, from the album Clutching at Straws. I had this on a picture disc. I had this artwork on a picture disc, 12-inch single picture disc. But it's nice to have this copy with the actual cover. And there's the artwork on the back. It has the same black album label as the one I just showed you. So side A has the extended version of Sugar Mice. Side B has the album version of the song and the song Tucks On, which actually is not a bad song. So really cool. So another one I have been looking for a long time. I kind of stopped looking because I scored the picture disc almost a year ago, I think, probably a little bit longer. So nice to have that. I've been after that one for a while. Next one up from the same album, Marillion's Warm Wet Circles. I thought I would never find this, and I love the artwork on all these, and especially the one in the back. Look at that. That is some badass. I mean, it definitely leaves you an impression, that's for sure. That's an image you'll never forget. At least I won't. On the A side, we have the 7-inch version of Warm Wet Circles. On the B side, the live version of White Russian from the Lower Leaf Festival, and live version of the song Incommunicado, also from the Lower Leaf Festival. So, oh my God, I was You have no idea. I almost fainted when I saw all these 12-inch singles, and I'm not even done yet. I still got a few more to show you, but this is another one I've been after, and finally scored it. I can't believe it. The next one from the same album, Clutching at Straws. This is for the song Comunicado. Also, all these singles are UK pressings. This one I had already. I already had the 12-inch single in Comunicado with that cover. There's a back. And it looked exactly like this. Only thing is, this one is in much, much better condition. My other one, the cover of my other one was kind of beat up, had some wear on it. This one is in really nice shape. Beautiful, just beautiful. And so I decided, yeah, I'm going for it. All these ranged from like $3 to $5 a piece. And I can't remember which one the expensive one was. But yeah, they were $5 and cheaper. So big score, especially for someone who's such a big Marillion fan like me. Okay, next one up is from the live album. So here we go. These are all live cuts to promote the album, The Thieving Magpie, double live album that came out, I believe, in '87, I believe. So yeah, there's nothing but live tracks on here. There's a live photo of Marillion on the back cover. And the live tracks on here is on side A, we have Freaks and Kaylee. And on side B, we have Childhood's End and White Feather. One of the live tracks on this 12-inch single. God, this one I didn't actually know about, to tell you the truth. I didn't know this one existed, so I was really happy to find that. Love that artwork. Love all the artwork on these 12-inch singles. They look amazing. All right, next up, this is the last one. Marillion Garden Party, The Great Cucumber Massacre. I had this on a 10-inch record, and it was a weird shape. It just had the shape of the guy on the cover here. It was an odd-shaped 10-inch record, and that is a copy I had of it. So it's nice to have it on a 12-inch single. So really cool. There's a back. And so on the A side, we do have Garden Party, the full version, and Charting the Single, a live version of that song, recorded at the Hammersmith Odeum, April 18th, 1985. On the B side, we have Margaret, really long version of it. Also full version, live recording from April 7th, 1985. So there we go. That's all the Marillion 12-inch singles I scored over the weekend in one dig. All that in one store. Unbelievable. All the ones I've been looking for years were found in one store. I couldn't believe it. I still can't believe that happened. I'm just shocked. And when I brought them home, I listened to every single one front and back and just had a great time. All right. I'll end this video on some 7-inch singles here, and I'll blaze through them, try not to take too much time on them. Supertramp, Goodbye Stranger. These are all pick discs because I like picture sleeves, because I like the 45s that have picture sleeves on them. Those are the ones I like to collect. There's the back of it. And of course, on the B side, we have Even the Quietest Moments. Both songs sound great on this little 7-inch single. A band that gets little to no love in the VC is Def Leppard, and this is the one for Armageddon It off of the Hysteria album. Love that song, and all the singles that came from that album have this really cool artwork on it, and well, different variations of the album cover from Hysteria, but they're cool to see. On the B side, we have a song called Release Me. And this is a strange song. It's performed by Stumpus Maximus and the Good Old Boys. And there is the picture for Stumpus Maximus and the Good Old Boys. I don't know who the hell that is. It's basically the band Def Leppard doing backup vocals. This is what happens when a band is in the studio too long. They start doing weird shit to amuse themselves. They start doing crazy things. And that song Release Me on the B side is definitely one of those songs. You could tell Def Leppard was stuck in a recording studio too long, and they started doing goofy shit to amuse themselves. So funny for me. Don't take it seriously. It's meant to be a joke, and it is. But it's a funny thing to listen to. All right, some '90s band, a great '90s song, "Creep" from Radiohead. This is a DJ promotional copy, so I guess this was once in a jukebox. I guess there's the little tag for it. A very rare record, and it is on green vinyl. Isn't that cool? And I always liked that song, "Creep." It's one of those cool, iconic '90s songs. You hear it, you automatically think of the '90s. And the B-side song is "Anyone Can Play Guitar." So there we go. Really, really cool find there. This was almost going to be a gift to my friend Liz, but I decided I wanted to keep it because I really like this song. So Liz, if you're watching, I'm sorry, but I'm keeping this one. Madonna's "Live to Tell." I no longer have any Madonna in my collection because I gave it all to Liz because I never listened to it. But I always did like that song, and I gave her the album it was on, which I believe was True Blue. I always loved the way she sang the song "Live to Tell," so I had to at least put that song back in the collection since I gave Liz all what Madonna records I had since the 80s. So really cool find there. Pet Shop Boys, "What Have I Done to Deserve This?" This is like a duet they did with Dusty Springfield. Really cool 80s pop song, very catchy. So I was glad to score that one. ABC, "Be Near Me." This was one of the strangest periods of ABC because that cover should tell everything about how wacky this era of ABC was. I never really cared much for this album. It's "How to Be a Millionaire" was the name of the album. And I'm not a big fan of that album, but I'm a big fan of that song, "Be Near Me." I liked it since it came out probably in '85, and every time I hear it on the radio, I turn it up because I actually do love that song. Not, like I said, not a big fan of the album, but I love the song. On the B-side, we have the song "A to Z." Oh, another great 80s band, Men at Work. This is for the song "Overkill." Never seen this pick sleeve before and thought it would be a cool find, so I went ahead and pulled the trigger on it. On the B-side, we have "Till the Money Runs Out." Real good song from Men at Work. From Heart, this is a really good 7-inch single. Heart, "There's the Girl," from the album "Bad Animals" was the name of the album. This is a song that was sung by Nancy Wilson, the really hot-looking blonde chick there. And on the B-side, we have the title track from that album, "Bad Animals," the song "Bad Animals." So real good 45 because I love "There's the Girl" and I always love that song "Bad Animals." So nice to have it all on one little record there. So pretty cool find there. And that's the remix version, so it's a different version that appears on the album "Bad Animals." So that's what made it a really cool find. Okay, 2 more and we're done. And they're both from Queen, and they're both somewhat rare. 7-inch single for Queen's "Hammer to Fall," which is one of my favorite Queen songs. And what makes this rare is the cover. This live photo. This is a U.S. pressing. I guess the record company later withdrew from releasing it with that photo on it. And then they released it with like a black, with a red background with just the letters "Hammer to Fall" and Queen. I have that copy of that as well, but it was nice to find this very rare copy with the live picture as the cover. So really nice. Nothing exciting in the back. Backed with the song "Tear It Up," and I always loved "Hammer to Fall." It's a great song. So really cool to find that. I don't know if there's no custom label though. It's just a capital label. And another Queen. This is for "Bohemian Rhapsody." This is a rare French pressing from 1978. It is like a reissue, I believe. So really cool to find that. That's EMI in the back. And what's nice about this one does have a custom label. And it's the artwork from the album it's from. So I'll give you a quick peek at it. There we go. Hopefully the camera will get it in nice and clear. So there we go. And it's back with the song "I'm in Love with My Car." Bohemian Rhapsody, "I'm in Love with My Car." So pretty good combination there. And this is somewhat rare, hard to find. So I was glad to have scored a copy of that one too. And that's gonna do it, folks. That was my dig on Saturday. Digging in the pounding rain and the high gusting winds. Oh, the things I do for vinyl. I don't know what's wrong with me, to tell you the truth. Anyway, that's gonna do it. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Obviously the Marillion was like the highlight of that dig. I can't believe I scored all these in one store. Well, it was a good day. It was a really good day to dig. I came home just fired up. Anyway, that's gonna do it here. Hope everyone enjoyed their weekend. Have a good night, good day, and I'll see you at the next video.